welcome to my channel, Emboss Beauty by Kim Lu. This is a channel mainly about beauty and lifestyle, but definitely about wigs. I am a wig maker from Jamaica, and I do machine-made wigs, and I also ventilate. So I make wigs from scratch. So with the services that I offer, you do not need to have any ready-made closures or frontals to get your wig made. So today I really wanted to talk to you about ventilation. That part where we put that hair into the lace to give you a nice natural looking wig, right? The ventilation service has become increasingly popular over the last 3 years. I mean, it has been very popular before because it is how we get our wigs, how our wigs are made. But in terms of people like myself and yourself starting to do ventilation, the closures and frontals and the lace have all become so scarce within the last 2 years. I think it has something to do with the pandemic that we have been experiencing across the world. But with this service, it's definitely essential to the wig making industry. So I wanted to get on here and give you just a little bit of information about ventilation. What is ventilation? What is needed for ventilation? And also some tips that you can use to get a nice natural looking ventilated lace closure or frontal all on your own. Okay, so what is ventilation? All right, just simply put, ventilation is the process by which we affix strands of hair into a wig base or netting or lace. The strands are secured by what we call knots, and later on in this video and videos to come, you'll learn about the different types of knots that are available and when it is that we use each knot. Okay, so when ventilating, there are a few essential tools that you need. The first one definitely is your ventilating needle. You will also need your lace or the netting that you'll be inserting those strands of hair into, as well as you'll need pins to secure your lace so that it doesn't move around when you're actually doing your ventilation. And also what you can use, you need a bright colored backing to put underneath the lace to enhance the visibility of the holes that you'll be inserting your strands into. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what some of these things look like. Well, namely the lace and the ventilating needle. All right, so firstly, I'm going to show you a 4x4 closure piece. Well, a lace for a 4x4 closure piece that I bought it ready-made. So it already comes with the ribbons on the side, as well as I'll show you the bulk Swiss lace that I have that I generally use to make my closure and frontal pieces. All right, so this is a 4x4. Let me make sure you can see it clearly. It's a 4x4 pre-cut lace piece, and as you can see, it has ribboning at the edge. This is what will prevent the raveling of your closure when it is that you make it into your wig. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so there it is, a close-up look. And also here is some bulk lace. Now this is Swiss lace. If you take a look at it, you'll see that it stretches one way. It doesn't stretch in this direction, but it stretches in this direction, right? And you have to be very careful when purchasing your lace, because there are a lot of people that will sell you material other than lace as lace. So you need to be very careful when procuring your lace to get the best results possible when making your wigs. All right, so also I have here a ventilating needle. You see it? This is what it looks like, and it has a hook at the end, and these needles come in different sizes. What the sizes do refer to is the amount of strands that it can pick up at any given time. Now this is one that picks up only single strands, right? Because you can do single strands, double strands, and sometimes even triple strands if you want to, depending on how much bulk you're trying to put, especially in the middle of the closure piece. But of course, when it comes to the intricate details, the hairline and so forth, you will get down to just one strand, because you want to have that very natural look when you're complete with making your lace piece. All right. Let me also show you what a finished unit looks like after we ventilate the lace closure piece on it. Oh my God, I'm blushing. I am so proud of this unit, guys. But take a look at this lace. This one that I did, it's a hybrid wig, so it's a ventilated piece with sewn wefts, right? So take a look at the inside of the lace. See that? Nice and natural looking. So this is where we would employ the use of the single knots, guys. And the single knots, the knots are much smaller, so that's what gives the natural appeal. Of course, if you use more strands at a time, you'll have bigger knots. So that's why I personally prefer to do single knots on my units for my clients. Right, I also have a piece here that I'm currently working on, and I am going to insert a video of me actually doing some work on this piece. Now this piece is a closure as well, but it's a different shape. The dimensions, it's a 6x2. So basically I'm going to do a middle part bob with this closure, and of course I'm going to show you guys a lot more of that. I'm going to give you some footage on me actually making the wig and what the wig looks like after I'm finished with it. Remember earlier I spoke about the pins that you'd need to hold your base down, right? You can use other pins, but I prefer to use my T-pins, and I have a lot of them all around the place, so that's why I use these. All right, this closure foundation, this lace foundation, I took this from my bulk Swiss lace. So I did my measurements and then I cut it out. I did the measurements a little bit over so that I could make the ribboning on the edge from the same lace piece. So that's how I got that, and then I stitched it down with my sewing machine, right? But pretty much that's how it looks. Most of these are single knots, and you can see that natural lay already, and it's not finished as yet. So let me put it up a little bit closer so you can get a look on the inside. I'm definitely going to do some more in-depth tutorials, reventilation, showing you how to make your parts and talk about more about the different types of knots and when to use them, and just to show you how to actually do those knots. So, you know, hit the like and the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever I post a video on those topics. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about knots. We're not going to go into great details today, but I wanted you to just be a little bit familiar with the types of knots that are available for you to use when ventilating your lace closure pieces. We have the single knot, which is the one that you hear me mentioning so much in this video. We also have the double knots. We have the split knots, the double split knots, and we have the cross knots. Those knots are used at different times for different reasons, and that is something that we would have to go into further detail with you about in a subsequent video. But before closing this video off, I also wanted to give you a few tips. The art of ventilating, it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, but if you are disciplined with the practice, you'll definitely be great at it. For my beginners, I definitely say always make sure that you are comfortable when you're doing your ventilating pieces, and make sure you also have ample lighting just to not put any strain on your eyesight. When going into your lace, make sure you don't try to go across multiple holes at once, and make sure that once you tie your knots, you put a little bit of pressure on it to make sure that it is securely tied onto your lace. And there are a lot more tips that I could give to you. I will definitely do more in the coming days about ventilating, because I am getting a lot of questions. But what I'll do is to go through and answer the questions individually, and then put together a video for you with the most popular questions and answers. If you want to reach out to me, you definitely can on my Instagram page, or even over on my YouTube page here, and I'll put the links, the necessary links, down below in the description, and you can also take a look at my page, and of course feel free to use my services. It was definitely a pleasure making this video for you guys, and please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and look out for more informative videos like these.